Okay, so some concerns that I have right now for the combat mastery achievements. So Jagex on Twitter, I believe yesterday or a couple days ago, something like that, just basically just a very few days before the achievements came out, posted some of their Grandmaster speed kill times. So if you want to finish the Grandmaster achievements, these are the kill times you have to complete on every single of these bosses. So if you're not a, endgame PVMer, I'm sure these times don't really mean anything to you because you don't have like a context of how fast this is. But they are especially after like recent power creep, they are very, very, very fast. You have to pretty much optimize everything, minus I don't know, maybe like a tiny bit of leeway to hit these times, because I'm pretty sure, I haven't done research on it because I didn't really have time to, but from what I understand, most people that did research on this noticed that the kill time was essentially around 15 seconds slower than just the fastest world record kill that anyone in the game currently could produce. And that by itself is not really an issue, especially because I believe Jagex said they're targeting the Grandmaster achievements should only be capable of being done by 1% of the PVMers, which is fine. Like, they can have the cutoff wherever they want. But the issue that I actually have with these kill times is that they're taking kill times as reference. The kill times they're taking it from are people that have broken the game's TOS and are essentially just actively cheating. And I know, and look, again, I don't want to. I'm not calling out anyone here. You know, this has been an ongoing thing in RuneScape for the past like 6 years, maybe 7 years since Solak came out, basically, where macros in RuneScape 3 has just become so much more prevalent than they were beforehand. And the reason why they weren't beforehand is because everyone was basically style locked because you had to use your accuracy aura to actually hit anything. But since Solak, they just removed all accuracy. Everyone was just running these like 8-way macros that just one input does 8 outputs, just switches like your entire gear to a completely different thing. And you know, you can do that all in one tick, whereas someone who is not actively breaking the TOS has to probably do it in at least like 3. You know what I mean? So that's the premise of what I'm saying. So let me show you my proof of macros being against the game. This is the Jagex TOS. This pretty much just applies to everything related to RuneScape. You guys can find it yourself. I can link this if required. This is, applied, to 2025 Jagex, updated a month ago. Literally, the second point on this TOS says, like, all of these things are against their TOS. Generates input to our game applets. So, what is generating an input? It means something is doing an action that you have not performed. So, in RuneScape, let me maybe it's easier to explain this if I just have my game open here. In RuneScape, let me get my magic gear out. And I know this is gonna seem pretty harsh because some people might have told you that this is not cheating, but I'm telling you guys, if you look at the TOS, you'll know it is cheating. If I have my wand and orb on, so let me put my staff on. If I want to put my wand and orb on, I have to equip my wand. So I have my wand on F6, and then I have to put my orb on F5. I have to press both of them. And you can do it pretty easily in one tick if I just press it really fast. And you see these yellow highlights? Like, that's me pressing them. in real time. So F5, F6, like that. And I put them on one tick. A macro would be if I had some thing, whether it's through like a MMO mouse or something where I press one button and it'll equip both of them at the same time. So an input is generated. I pressed F6, but I did not press F5. So that one click generated the F5 press. That's an input that was not generated by me. It's by something else that's outside of the user of the game. That is a macro. But let me go back to this TOS here. Every single person that has something that's pressing stuff in the game for them is generating an input into the game that's strictly against what Jagex is saying that their games, it's against what the games are about. So now, that's the problem. And I know this is going to be very, very obvious, but I'll explain it anyways just to kind of cover everything. So why is this a problem now and not a problem 7 years ago when Solak came out? Why is it a problem now? Well, the problem is before, it really only affected people that were trying to do just the fastest world record kills. Everyone else that is just playing the game for fun, it doesn't affect them in any way. The only people that it really would affect are the people that are trying to go for world record kills but don't want a macro. Like, they don't want to break the TOS. So that's like a very, very small handful of people. Which, yes, like I might have considered myself one of those people in the past. I don't consider myself now because of that reason. But like, I'm not here to beg for sympathy. I'm just saying it is what it is. But now this is affecting every PVMer. This game breaking is now affecting every single PVMer that plays this game. Why? It's because they're basing the Grandmaster kill speed times on those people using macros, and then that spills over to then affecting the kill time of the master speed times, and then that spills over and affects the time of the elite speed time. So because these world record holders are breaking the TOS and creating these essentially, you guys know, in the speedrunning community, there's like a thing called a TAS. It's called a tool-assisted speedrun. These players are essentially doing tool-assisted speedruns, and now all of the achievements are based off of the times of these TAS runs, not any person that did it legitimately. You know what I mean? Like, for example, there's like a very hardcore Super Mario 64 speedrunning community. And if any person that tried to, post a world record run, but then it was found out that they used a tool, like a TAS, a tool assisted speedrun, they would ostracize that guy out of the community and then remove their speedrun. Obviously, right? Like, that's just common sense. Why, like, if this guy cheated, am I still looking at this guy having the world record kill time? It doesn't make any sense. And I honestly didn't care about this at all before the achievements. But now, these tool-assisted speed kills are affecting every single PVMer. Because these times are all getting crunched down because of that person. So, what is the solution for this, Jagex? I'm not, and let me just, before I finish off, I don't blame Jagex. Like, I blame, like, some people in Jagex, kind of, but I don't blame, like, the people who made this, like Mod Sponge or Mod Ryan, I don't know. I'm assuming you guys made this. Like, you don't have the time to research every single boss. You don't have the time to, like, analyze, oh, how can I do this without cheating? You know what I mean? So I understand that you just took the fastest speed time that people gave you and were like, okay, I'll just base off of that. And then even the players that are cheating, like, if you stick your hand in the cookie jar and the person who has the, like, your mom tells you not to take a cookie from the cookie jar, but you took it anyways. And then your mom's like, "Oh, well, you took a cookie jar, took a cookie from the jar. That's fine. I'll put another cookie in there." And then you do this for 7 straight years, and your mom never punishes you. I don't blame you at all for cheating. Like, like obviously, the mother, aka Jagex, doesn't care. They don't care at all. They never punished a single person that blatantly posted their world records of them using these insane game-breaking macros. And it, like, of course you would assume that it's okay to do that. So I don't blame you. If you're one of those world record killers, I don't blame you because you've been doing this for years. I don't blame Jagex because they've been put into this position. They honestly probably don't even know too much about PVM to begin with, and that's just part of the job. But there is a solution to this. The solution is two things. Like it's one of two things. You either have to just bump up the kill times to accommodate people cheating, right? Like I said for the speedrunning community example. When people look at Super Mario 64 speedruns, they look at the world record times of that and comparing yourselves to the best of the best at speedrunning. You don't look at the task runs, you look at the honest, legit runs, and then you base it off of that. So why are we looking at tool-assisted speedruns and basing our Grandmaster times off that? It doesn't make any sense. So you have to just remove all of those times and, I don't know, start from scratch. But this takes a lot of effort from you, I understand that. And there's not a lot of honest PVMers that even post their stuff, because why would they? There's not really much benefit for that. But that is a solution. You just bump up the times and base it off of honest players. The other solution is still something you have to fix, but maybe is the direction you want to go. And that is actually implementing in-game macros if that is what you want players to do. If you want players to be able to switch 8 pieces of gear, from range to melee, like that, in one click, and also your prayer, because, their macros flip all their gear and their prayer in one click. If you want them to do that, put it in an in-game macro. Many other MMOs have things like that already in their games. It's not something new. You can do that as well. Sure, does that make stuff like hybrid armor kind of useless? Yeah, but you can update hybrid armor to have their own kind of thing, you guys are the designers. I'm sure you can figure it out. But the way it is right now, with all of these kill times based off of the tool-assisted speedruns that players have made, is completely incorrect. And it honestly, if it goes out like this, it's gonna make RuneScape look like a joke. It's people are gonna see this, and it's just it's embarrassing, honestly. And I'm just saying this because, as someone who loves PVM in this game, that it's fixable. It's very fixable. You guys can fix this. And you can make things right by the community, and people will take this game seriously, especially if you address this whole macro issue. Again, I didn't want to make this go on too long. If you guys want me to do a much bigger deep dive video, I can do that. If you guys want me to go through the world record kills and point out exactly where everyone's macroing, I can definitely do that. Please let me know if that's something you want to see. If Jagex doesn't actually address any of this, I might just do it anyways. So yeah, we'll see. But that's all for me. Let me know what you guys think. And thanks everyone for watching and supporting.